I love it. Love the setup.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it. All right.
All right, so let's get going.
Yeah,
we got Chris Cody on the podcast. I've known Chris for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, probably something like that.
6, 7, 8 years.
So if you're from Buffalo, owner of Michael's Florist with your sister Shannon, but also card aficionado. So that's kind of what we wanted to branch off into. I mean, that's like, we golfed last week, and then, I knew that you were doing the streaming on WhatNot, and I saw you post a couple times about that. And, like I said, recently I'm trying to get back into the game, and, wanted to have you on and
you got your feet wet,
get some shit going, You got
into the app.
The WhatNot is scary.
It's
really
scary.
is.
It's easy.
It's easy to spend your money. Like there's no barrier of like putting money into the account and like waiting. It's like
directly.
You press that button and you bid.
A lot of guys in the hobby, they refer to it as a casino for card collectors.
Yeah,
pretty much a casino for people who are.
It really is.
Sports cards.
Yeah.
You get that feeling.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Like I was watching UFC on Saturday night, and like between the fights, it was like for some reason it just was taking so long in between fights, and I was on WhatNot at the same time. I'm just like
little WhatNot
bidding, buying. I think I had 12 transactions with one guy, and because I kept getting the emails, I get the email when it's congratulations or whatever, and I'm like, shit, how much money did I spend?
Oh my God, that's
but I was kind of trying to limit myself to like, okay, $5 or for each thing or whatever.
You really have to. It's in that world. You really have to. You got to set a budget. And you got to limit yourself because it is so easy to go off the rails. It really is, and I've done it before. I've done it. I can't even count on my hands and my feet how many times I've gone off the rails on WhatNot.
Yeah,
when it's.
Well, yeah.
It's too easy to do.
Right. It's super easy to do. And the thing is, the thing I like about it, like the first thing I like about it is how short some of the auctions are.
Yeah. Usually 30-second auctions.
Yeah. And you just, they're buzzed through, and you can, like you said, you can pick up some stuff that, you might not, like I won a couple things. I just thought, geez, I'm never going to win this. And then all of a sudden the time's out. I won, you know what I mean? So
I've had some huge pickups. And I've also taken hits before, it's, I mean, it's really, it's a game of chance, but if you're smart about it and if you're buying singles, you can really clean up. Yeah. You really can.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like it's a good place to find some deals, or if you're like trying to like,
it is like,
find deals below market value.
Yeah.
WhatNot might be a good place where you can spend $10 and get on a, you're more familiar with the different things that they do, but like, a hit board like you did, you get a chance to pick this card, and you can get something way more than you spent.
Right? Yeah, which is so cool. For example, a hit draft, what it is I mean, you guys saw it. You got the first taste of my first one that I've done. I usually run singles, and I kind of pride myself on running them for less than what they're worth.
Yeah.
Just so everybody has a chance. If someone's a collector and is trying to pick something up for their personal collection, or if somebody's a flipper, exactly, trying to make a few bucks, I try to leave meat on the bone for everybody, and a lot of people do. And then you got a lot of other streamers who sell everything for market value. So if you're smart about it and you pick and choose your battles, you can do real well. Save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah, you were saying, like, I remember on that stream specifically, you were like, the top 15 people at least are like guaranteed their money back or whatever, which is cool, which is really cool.
Absolutely. If you got 25 spots and 15 of those 25 spots, you're guaranteed to get back what you spend.
Right. That's pretty.
It's a little bit less of a gamble than
exactly.
Than normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And usually, in like the last 10 people that don't get their money back, I always try to throw in a little bit. I call it like a skunk prize.
Yeah.
Larry. You were a little higher on the ladder. In the lottery than Larry was, and I always try to include like a few cards to at least
that was awesome. I got a whole bunch of Shaq cards or whatever that you sent over, and that was perfect. I was
gonna say you sent me a bunch of extra ones too, so thank you again. Those are sweet. Specifically thinking of the Charles Barkley one, like the see-through cards are like my new obsession right now. Like that's why I picked the IQ Auto, because it's like the see-through. So it was the Charles Barkley that you sent me. I don't even know if you remember, but
I do. Yeah, those are the Encore ones.
Yeah.
So that was the current product that you got for the Quickly autograph, that is Don Russ clearly is the product.
Yeah.
And that Barkley, that was like the original Clearly product. You know, the cool. Acetate, see-through.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
I don't know if you guys remember or have ever seen. It's a very highly sought-after product, especially in the 90s basketball world. Dunkin' Donuts released a set, what was it, probably 25 years ago, and it was called the Dunkin' Go Nuts.
Oh, no way.
And that was one of the first, all the cards were clear acetate, and I think it was a probably 15-card set of all the top NBA players. And if you have the full set of that, I mean, that thing's going for, I think it was on, I don't know if you're familiar with like Heritage or Golden auction house.
Heritage, yeah.
So I don't know if it was on Heritage or Golden, but I think the full set of that, like an uncut acetate sheet, I think it went for like $20,000-$30,000.
Oh my
God, that's crazy.
That's an uncut sheet. You said?
An
That's
uncut
cool.
sheet, an acetate sheet, and
wow.
And you know that's a product that was in conjunction with Dunkin' Donuts, and you would never, you would never think that.
I remember when I was younger too. Like I think it was McDonald's had cards and stuff like that, didn't it?
I actually have that uncut sheet.
No way.
It's called the Nothing But Net series, and it was McDonald's and Upper Deck. And I'm sure you probably remember the commercials with like Jordan and Bird, and you know they'd say like off the wall, off the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And that's where that started. And I actually have the uncut sheet, and it has all of the cards like a movie reel. So the front of the cards is all of it. Almost looks like, you know, like when you develop photos and you got like, you know, the negative strip.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. Like it has the movie reels on the side, and the sheet's probably almost the size of this table here.
Wow.
And they're hand numbered and collated. I think it's out of like 1,500, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a huge set back in the day too. It's crazy how many like fast food restaurants.
I was gonna say
it is. I was trying. That just like when you were talking about Dunkin' Donuts, that I immediately thought of that McDonald's thing, because the McDonald's, didn't they do a thing with like the Olympic team, the original Dream Team too, or whatever?
They had a set with I remember the exact cards too. They had the white USA Olympic jerseys on, and it was Jordan, Magic, Bird, Barkley, Olajuwon, and maybe I don't remember the rest of them, but they had a set too for the Olympic team. Yeah,
that's really cool.
I remember that too. I definitely had some of those, and that's like I said, I gotta dig some stuff out of the attic, because I probably have some of that in there. I don't even know.
Probably do.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get rid of any of my cards really, so I mean, I probably sold a few, you know, back in the day, but not. I have the majority of what I collected, you know, when I was a kid anyway. So I got to break that out and see what I got.
Some of those are probably worth, you know, decent money. I mean, as Jared said earlier, you have that junk wax era, which is really like mid '80s to mid '90s. Aside from NBA inserts, you know, there's tons of NBA inserts that are huge money. Especially the you know, the ones that are like in the early 90s to mid 90s, very highly sought after. But you know, anything that's not one of those NBA inserts, they're really kind of a dime a dozen. They just overproduced, just mass produced, just billions and billions of copies.
Yeah.
It's you know, that era is kind of tough, but
yeah, definitely.
I got binders of worthless cards.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah,
for sure.
That's it. Good. So what do we got here?
Right, so this is your 2021 Panini Prism draft picks for NBA. So the thing about draft picks is you can pull a Quickly rookie, but these are all going to be in their college uniforms the year before they were drafted.
Okay.
So your bigger name is probably going to be like Cade Cunningham, something like that.
Gotcha.
But you can also pull like a Steph Curry from his college uniform. So it's very versatile. Like,
really? So there's like, these aren't just all rookies from...
No, there could be a Steph Curry college. There could be a LeBron college.
But,
you know, it's
That's sweet.
You know, it's more so you're looking for like the rookies like Cade and stuff like that. But
okay, great. Cool. Yeah, just to preface this, Chris was nice enough to bring us some cards to rip. So I know you already said it's 2021 Prism draft pick.
Yeah, so we got 2021 Prism draft picks for NBA, and then we have some 2022 Chronicles from soccer.
Sweet. All right, cool.
So yeah, right.
Do the
awesome. All right, so let's see.
Get to
rip it open now.
I'll just throw these in there.
Sweet.
Let's see what we got. Klay Thompson. Oh, there's a lot of cards in here.
Oh yeah, the cello fat packs are.
Yeah.
Yeah. JJ Redick.
Nice.
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook. There you go from UCLA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Paul George, Fresno State.
Drummond.
Joshua Primo. Got a Corey Kispert.
Yeah, he's a popular rookie.
Jimmy Butler.
Nice.
Davion Mitchell.
Cool.
Isaiah Jackson. Yeah, these are sweet.
The last one, the green one, the Davion Mitchell. That's a nice card.
So yeah, so what's
So if it's green,
so usually what they do in these packs is your first 10 are going to be your Prism base cards, and then we'll usually include a parallel and then an insert in the last two.
Gotcha.
Usually going to be a green and then instant impact, or I think there's about a dozen different types of inserts, different names.
Cool.
But you're always going to want to look for the RC logo.
Yep.
You know, for the rookie, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Davion Mitchell's a
sweet
nice card,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
These are the two we're talking about.
There you go.
I'll sleeve them up for you guys.
Cool.
And you guys can continue.
Let's steal this to see if we can get it on.
Always nice to see if there's any numbered short prints.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different things with sports cards that are like short prints or different types of like rarity things, whether it's refractor or like things I got to get sorted out in my own head. That, like,
and that's where there's a big difference from, you know, they definitely are producing a ton of cards nowadays.
Yeah.
But you also have a lot of people are like, you know what, they're
Magic Johnson.
There you go.
No, that's awesome.
A lot of people are saying, you know, like, oh, we're starting to revert back to the junk wax era days.
Yeah.
But back in those days, you didn't have numbered cards. You didn't have short prints. You didn't have inserts. You didn't have parallels, you know.
Yeah. Right. That's what I feel like the big difference. Like
I got a Shaq, too. Wow.
Nice.
Cool.
Shit.
That's sweet.
That's I feel like from back when I was collecting cards, like there's so many different versions of the same kind of, like you said, there's short prints and
I got a Steph Curry. Wow. That's crazy. You said it just before, and Devin Booker. Wow,
that's a nice.
Oh,
pack
it's the green Devin Booker, and so you might have to help me here.
Yeah, I'll sleeve these up for you.
And then I don't know how this fireworks one is, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a nice insert too.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And they're also cool looking too.
I was gonna say I like how these cards look, even the like commons, or maybe that's not the right terminology, but.
Yeah, basically commons base.
Yeah, and they have a good feel to them. I feel like they're a lot thicker than like. I know I mentioned to you. I have like I was into Pokemon for a while, and like still am. You know, real nerdy stuff. But like those cards are much thinner and not as sturdy. Like these have a really good feel.
Yeah, like the stock that they use, and then you know a lot of them have that prism sheen on them, which is always nice too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, they're definitely thick. I mean, that's
sweet. Appreciate you bringing those.
Yeah, not a bad couple packs.
I like those too because, like, as you guys saw and we talked about, those are all the college teams.
Yeah, exactly. All the everything's going to be in their college uniforms. And then here's the bonus pack.
Oh, shoot. Sweet. Yeah.
Usually, they're all the same color. Usually, they have like the red.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like the red, white, blue.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that is cool.
I don't know who's in there, but.
James Harden. Donovan Mitchell, too. Cool.
That's another good one.
Yeah. Cool. Not a rookie, Zaire Williams. You want to look at these? That's sweet.
Oh, yeah, these are cool.
All right, a little bit of soccer. I think you guys might be a little bit more well-versed in the world of soccer than I am.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not in there. We're not, even though we're into F1, which is kind of a Euro thing. But yeah, soccer, not really.
I'm interested. So I've heard a lot about soccer cards specifically.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge.
Yeah.
And the value is huge too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really something that I've ever gotten into, but like I was telling you earlier, I've played FIFA.
Yeah,
so I have at least that in my corner where I can recognize some of the
players
names
and whatnot. Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah,
but, you know.
Yeah, that's half the battle. I mean, playing a video game and having the guys on there that gets you well versed in who's who's good and who's not.
You know, like a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have known who Kylian Mbappe was, or you know some names like that. Everybody knows like Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Whatever, but
you
know, some of those bigger names who are big performers, you know,
some of the younger guys, like I do know who Mbappe is, but I've heard just from like sports card like podcasts, to be honest, like I've heard of Mbappe, or like honestly, like not even other places, just pretty much that, like his card. Like I said, I've heard a lot about soccer cards, so I'm interested.
All right, everybody pick one.
Let's do it.
All right. See what we got here.
Cool. We can even just get yours underneath or whatever. It's cool. It's probably impossible to get all of them.
Yeah, I can just swing mine over there when I'm done.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we get anything big, we can.
So for this, you're probably just looking for, like I said, Chronicles is a compilation of like 8 or 9 different Panini products. Yeah. And you'll notice that as you're going through, every card's gonna look different. It's gonna look from a from a different set.
Yeah. Oh, this is sweet. I got a rookie. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like everything is just different.
Yeah, everything is.
Origins.
So is Panini
for you.
Let me see.
Eden Hazard.
Okay, let's.
Out of Select.
Wow.
Oh
wow. That's a nice looking card. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe we'll even look up some values. I could like throw it on the screen and like the post edit and whatnot.
I'd say, I mean, it's probably nothing crazy, but it's probably, you know, $5 card.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, so like in this pack alone, you got a card out of Spectra, out of Illusions, out of Select, out of XR, and then actually out of, they do a Chronicles run too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I got 1 Select, 2 Chronicles, and Origins, and an XR.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Usually every pack's gonna be different.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's Chronicles is, I don't think it gets enough love.
Yeah.
You know, some people swear by it. Some people are,
you know,
they can't be bothered with it. But you really, I mean, you think about it, you get the option to like
get any, like it's like a grab bag. Yeah,
it's a grab bag.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Yeah, I like this a lot.
That's sweet.
Cool. And always, one thing you want to do is always like flip it over and see if there's, you know, if it's short print on the back. Or,
yeah. So how would you identify a short print?
So a short print's going to be usually a silver or a gold stamp on the card.
Gotcha.
That is indented a little bit.
Yep.
So
not just like printed on.
Right. And you'll know it. It usually kind of shines silver or gold, and it'll be out of, you know, it could be a 1 of 1, it could be a 1 of 5, 1 of 10, all the way up to out of, you know, for the new Topps baseball product 2022, their highest short print is out of 2022.
Oh wow,
so,
nice.
You know, 2022 cards. But you know, your more desirable ones are anything that's like $2.99 or below.
Yeah,
generally for the most part.
Cool.
Insert 2. That's kind of a big card.
Is it?
So if you notice how it has the stars in the background. Yeah. So this is, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's, I want to say Stars and Stripes or something like that. But
cool.
It's basically a prism that has, you know, the stars in the background. Which is,
that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's, I like Chronicles because it kind of keeps you on your toes, you know?
Right.
So is Panini the only one that makes Chronicles?
Yeah, so Panini Chronicles is basically a bunch of different Panini products that they, like Jared said, kind of a little grab bag.
And they do it for just soccer, or is it
No, they have
sports?
Chronicles for NBA, soccer, and NFL. I don't know if they do it for MLB.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have it for most of your major sports.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
So as far as like Panini and Topps goes, who's bigger? Or is it not? It's not really like a question.
It's kind of like a loaded question because Panini is not officially licensed they are for NFL, but like for baseball, Panini is not their official license. So Topps is the official license for that.
Yeah. So does Panini make any MLB cards, or how does that work?
They do. Yeah, they make them, but one thing, so they're not allowed to have this is a big card too.
Oh yeah.
So there's stars and stripes. They're not allowed to have the team name and logo on their card. So you'll notice that, for example, we'll say like a Yankees card.
Yeah.
It'll be, say we got an Aaron Judge Yankees card. It'll be him batting and swinging, and you'll only see his number. You won't see a Yankees logo anywhere.
Yeah.
And instead of saying New York Yankees, Aaron Judge, it'll say New York, Aaron Judge.
No way. Huh.
That's crazy.
So
yeah.
It's
so does that mean they're less desirable?
They are.
Yeah.
But it really depends on your buyer. Some people love Panini and swear by it, and even though some sports are not licensed, they'll still eat Panini up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have some people that are kind of like top snobs that are like, I won't ever touch anything Panini.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the buyer and the person opening the cards.
Nice. Yeah.
It's all
what they're into and whatnot.
Yeah, it's kind of like to each their own type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So these come with 3 in like if you bought that in the store. It would come like
that. Every sports. These are known as either cellos or fat packs.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. I mean, for example, the Chronicles soccer.
Yeah.
It includes 3 individual packs. I think there's 5 cards in each pack.
Uh-huh.
And as you saw with the draft picks, you get 1 large pack and then 1 bonus pack.
Yeah.
Some of the Topps baseball will just have that cello and then like a loose 30 cards in there. Mm-hmm. Everyone's different, but
cool.
But yeah, they're known as cellos or fat packs.
Nice.
I mean, you can get these for usually your retail cost is going to be like $15 per cello.
Not bad. 15.
You buy them, but
15
by
cards.
the case, your cost is
Get something good.
Never mind. Security feature. I thought it was a redemption card because usually your redemption cards look similar to this on the back.
So what is a redemption card?
So a redemption card will tell you the card you hit. Mm-hmm. So we'll say it's you. We'll say you got a Jared Walnowski, the year, rookie, and then it'll describe what type of card. Pink parallel, an autograph with a jersey patch, something like that.
Yeah.
And then you scratch off a code. You send it into Panini, and then a couple months later, however long it takes, they'll send you back that card.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's pretty cool. That's an interesting feature.
Yeah.
Instead of having it in there, do you know why they do that? Is it just like an extra?
It's kind of. I think they originally did it to kind of like do like the whole lottery effect.
Yeah.
Like you hit something and like.
This is pretty cool.
That's a cool one.
Wow. Yeah.
Rookie ticket.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe get this one on there. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Testament. Yeah, see, I actually got a card in here from Panini Draft Picks.
Oh, no way.
So this was Panini Prism Draft Picks, Piotr Zielinski.
Huh.
But yeah, so it just goes to show you got quite a bit of variety in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. I feel like there's so much.
2 rookies.
Like I said, when I get hooked on something.
I think I got a Stars and Stripes.
Oh, sure.
Another one?
Yeah, purple, though.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's a good one. You got another. What's that one?
Rookie ticket?
It's like the one I got.
Yeah, those rookie tickets are nice, too.
Yeah. I might get a couple of these.
So far, they've been relatively good to us.
I was going to say, these are pretty cool.
Yeah, these are nice.
Pretty sweet.
And for what it's worth,
awesome.
I mean, a lot of the cards are cool looking too.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Here's 2 other rookies. I don't know if you've been penny sleeving these or what.
Yeah, the rookies usually throw them in a sleeve.
Cool.
Right, if you guys want to open that one.
Sweet. I get this on.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much to learn too that I've been out of the game so long that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with me. It's like once I get back into something, I'm kind of obsessed. Like I'll spend I just want to learn. You know, like I said, since we golfed, I've been on almost every night, just like trying to and sometimes I just watch.
Yeah, even if you're not.
I just want to
even if you just want to
learn the terminology.
Yeah, kind of take it on. There's so many.
Right.
It took me, when I really got back into it. I mean, I started when I was 8 to 10 years old with my dad. We're talking in the early 90s, and of course that was in the junk wax era. So
right.
Even though my dad and I grew up with him enjoying the shit out of ripping cards and the chase and the hunt, most was relatively worthless, but really it's the experience over anything. And the terminology that has come about in the last however many years it took me weeks and weeks and weeks to learn what people were talking about. Little slang and the lingo of what people were talking about.
Yeah.
It really they could really have their own dictionary or encyclopedia thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I first went on the WhatNot, I was like, man, I don't even know what slabs and I'm
he goes to me the next day. He goes, I found out what a slab is. Do you know what that is? I'm like, I know what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. It's
I found out. It's one of
something I learned.
Different terms.
Exactly. I was just trying to. Oh, here's a stars and whatever one.
What is that?
I can't see the name.
I got a rookie.
Guglielmo Vicario.
I was going to say, I got one rookie. Nice. I got a goalie, too. He looks good. I don't know what kind of flux. I don't know what kind of run that is.
That's
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yep. There you go.
That's where...
then I got a rookie, too, on top there.
That's where they played the one of the NFL European games this year. They played him at the Hotspurs Stadium.
Oh, nice.
That's sweet.
And also, speaking of the Hotspurs, the new Bills Stadium design was based on Tottenham's current stadium, yeah.
And where's Tottenham?
UK
somewhere. UK somewhere,
sure.
Somewhere over the pond.
Somewhere over the pond.
Mm-hmm. These two are rookies, too.
Yeah, I love this card, too.
Yeah.
Any numbered ones?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to check for that pack.
Stuart Dallas. I've heard of this name right here.
Which one's that?
Christian Pulisic from Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that,
heard the
too.
name, but I don't...
Maybe from... I don't know. I don't know why I've heard that name. Pulisic or Pulisic.
Pulisic.
Yeah.
Christian Pulisic.
Huh. Yeah, it's ringing a bell for sure.
All right.
Last pack, I think. Oh, no.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4 packs left.
Cool.
4 packs. All right, this is where we hope that we hit a Messi.
Dude, the auto. The
Messi auto.
That would be insane.
Could you imagine?
That would be insane. You have to get that. You recognize this? Santander. That's a big F1 sponsor.
Oh,
it's
really?
all over the Ferrari car. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, some of these you'll notice a lot of the logos on each of the packs are different.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not completely sure, but I want to say each pack is a different, not a different league. Oh God, what's the terminology for soccer? A different, not a different division, but a different tier, I guess. So you have
really?
The way I could describe it is a single A, double A, triple.
Yeah.
You have your one pack's gonna be Real Madrid and Chelsea and your big names,
all the big teams. I think they're different leagues. I don't know how. I don't know for sure.
And then the second one's gonna be whatever. And
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Huh. Got one. Sweet.
I like this card a lot.
Which one was that?
Yeah, those are cool. The rookie ticket. Or
Yeah, I like those.
So like, there was like a regular rookie ticket, and then you see you have this one that has, I forget, this is called like an electric etch, or every single insert that's like a hollow or a foil board has like a different name.
Yeah.
And I think this is like, it's either like a laser or a etch or something like that. But
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool looking card. Especially put this under the light. It
really
pops too.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, there's so many different designs. Like I know we've said it before, but like that's what is really cool about opening these packs is like I feel like every card looks like it could be like a, I don't know. Again, going back to like Pokemon, but like it could look like a hollow rare or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's even just the base cards or like commons.
I know they look like, amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, there's my guy, Kareem Benzema.
Oh,
Real Madrid.
That's sweet.
I have one soccer jersey.
Yeah,
and it's Kareem Benzema.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, that's
Real
awesome.
Madrid.
That's cool.
Yeah, I loved him back when it was him and Ronaldo.
Oh yeah,
I was huge on him, and I
got
loved him, and I was like, all right, I gotta go buy a soccer jersey.
That's a rookie on the top.
Rodri Sanchez.
Guess so.
All right, Larry, it's up to you.
Last
pack magic.
Yep.
Let's see
Last pack magic. Yeah, Chronicles is always a fun rip. It just kind of keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, that is a really fun pack to open.
So Chronicles they do for other sports too. You said, right? I know I asked that already.
Yeah, they do. They do NFL, NBA, soccer. They may even do UFC. I'm not sure.
That's cool.
Origins, that's kind of cool.
Origins is a cool set. I love Origins.
Yeah,
that's sweet. Yeah. I got a similar one earlier, I think.
So if you buy a hobby box of Origins, you get, I believe it's one pack in there, similar to the same size as like the NBA Fat Pack.
Like the 12.
I think you get like maybe 12 cards in there, and the one box, if you get hobby for Origins, is like $700.
Oh my god!
So you're basically paying $700 for a dozen cards, and
cross your fingers
and your toes that something.
Oh my god!
Shit. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like it's
all a gamble.
Yeah, and that's really is. I mean, that's kind of what I want to talk to you too about. It's like obviously I'm trying to get back into it, and it's like, what is your advice to like someone that's looking to get back in it? For me, I just tell you, for me, it's like, I think, for me, I'm veering towards sports I'm interested in. Right. And I like all sports, but then I think about it, the more and more research I do on this Formula One cards, I feel like 2020, it seems like was the first reissue of the Formula One cards. And then, but they're worth so much money. I mean,
they really
it's just
especially
crazy value,
That's one sports venture that I'm not well versed on.
Yeah.
Is F1.
Yeah.
And we talked about this at golf. I don't.
Yeah.
I know like two big names.
Right.
So, the best advice I can give anybody that is getting back into it, especially somebody who used to be really interested into it and wants to kind of get their feet wet again and get back into it, and especially if you're doing it on WhatNot, the first and biggest piece of advice is to set a budget.
Yeah.
What I'll do is if I'm going to sit down on, like tonight, a Tuesday night, I'll give myself a time limit, sit down for one break and however long that break takes, or one single stream, if it's 40, 50 minutes. I'm going to spend $100.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shipping and tax included, or whatever your budget is. And once you hit that, you close that app.
Yeah.
You swipe up, and you swipe up again, and you close it.
Yeah,
and you
that was my problem.
You don't look back.
That was my problem during the UFC. I was just like, I'm drinking beers, I'm watching UFC. I'm like, I have my computer open over there. I'm like, you know, looking this, I'm bidding on stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know how much I spent. You know what I mean?
So that's like another big thing for me is like, you know, if I'm at home at night and I'm drinking some beers or something, I tend to get a little bit more carefree.
Exactly.
But like, for example, when I first downloaded WhatNot and got into it, in the first, I hope my wife doesn't watch this, in the first, like, we'll say month that I was on WhatNot, I spent like $8,000.
That's crazy.
So I spent a lot of money. You know, I brought a lot of good product in that got me kind of started. Once I finally got approved to stream.
Right.
But it's very easy to go down a rabbit hole. And so that's my first and my biggest piece of advice. Set a budget and stick to it. Don't ever waver. Don't ever veer from that budget. And
I mean, it's kind of like betting. I mean, it's kind of like if you're on DraftKings or whatever. That's the same thing I do. It's like, and DraftKings, it's the same thing. I don't bet huge on there. I bet $5 parlays or whatever. I mean, but I mean, it's the same addicting. I mean, this is very similarly addicting.
It is. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you always got to set a budget. And like you said, Larry, earlier on, if you're going to want to get back into it, collect who you want to collect.
Yeah.
There's two options. You can gamble or you can collect.
Yeah.
And if you want to gamble, like you're doing a parlay on DraftKings,
right,
then fine. You know, go ahead and get into a break. So I mean, your two options basically are a break or single streams, though, as far as sports cards go.
Yeah.
And if you're in a break, that's very much a gamble. Anybody who's not familiar with a break, say it's an NFL break, you know, the streamer will say, for the sake of, you know, conversation, they have 4 boxes of whatever. Say they have 4 boxes of this Soccer Chronicles.
Yeah.
And they're starting the auction at $15 a spot. If you want to gamble a little bit, you know, like if you're in an NFL break, there's 32 spots for each NFL team.
Yep.
If you win the bid, you choose, usually most streamers have a deck of cards, 32 cards with every team logo on them. And they'll say, okay, if you're the first person to win a spot, give me a number 1 through 32. You pick 15, we'll say. And they count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. Flip it over, whatever card, you get that team. And all cards that are pulled from those 4 boxes of said team go to you. So if you're trying to gamble a little bit and you don't want to collect a certain player, a certain team, sure, a break may be fun for you. But if you really want to focus on being smart about it and actually collecting, me, I'm kind of an anomaly when it comes to that, because I collect, but I also buy and sell too. So every once in a while I'll get into a break, but a lot of times I'll go into the single streams. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes they start at $1 and I can get, you know, 20, 30 cards for $60, $70 and they may be worth $150, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's really about what your ultimate goal is personally on the app. If you want to gamble a little bit and get into breaks and have fun with it, you know, then
you could hit something on there. I mean, it's like, you
know, like, about 4 or 5 months ago, it's really probably the only big hit I've ever had in a break on WhatNot. I ended up in an NBA break, and I had the Miami Heat, and I had a Precious Achiuwa rookie card out of Select, and it was a 1-on-1.
Wow.
And I ended up selling it for like $1,200.
It's amazing.
You know, so it's
amazing.
Cool. You can have luck, but it's also like playing the lottery, like I said.
Yeah.
You have just as much, you know, just as much of a chance hitting $1,000 on a scratch-off ticket.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's good advice, knowing what you want. Going into WhatNot, I feel like it's good advice, knowing what you want to do, what your end goal is,
and it's
like,
well, and like too. Perfect example. Last night I was like cleaning the kitchen. I had my phone. I was watching you or whatever. And then I was like half paying attention. Like I was so pissed I missed on that Gabe Davis card Because I was like, oh, Gabe David. Yeah, I'm like, damn. I looked away for 1 second, then it was over.
Yeah.
But then you had the 4-pack, the four pack of football cards with Earl Campbell, and I was like, oh, Earl Campbell's like my all-time, like he was my all-time favorite when I was younger or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm bidding on this for sure. And then you put the Rogers one in there. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely bidding on this one. So I was like paying attention until I got that one. You know what I mean?
It's everybody has a different end game on the app. And when I first downloaded it, I heard about it through the grapevine. I was like, oh, this sounds fun for sports cards. It sounds, like I said, like a sports card casino. Like it sounds like a lot of fun. And then I went down the rabbit hole, and then I applied to sell on there. Mm-hmm. And like I told you before, like you can't just open an account on WhatNot and become a seller and start streaming, you know, the next week or whatever. It's a vigorous process. I mean, you have to get a background check. You know, you have to send videos and pictures of your entire collection. Yeah. So they know that you have product to offer. That you're not, you know, someone like this who just went to, you know, a store and bought a few cards, 5 packs of cards, and like, hey, I can just sell. No,
exactly.
So you have to prove to them that you have at least a basis, to be successful. And like I originally told you, when I first applied, there was, you know, 1 million people on the waiting list, and it took me 6.5 months to get approved. Yeah, they've become a little bit more carefree on who they approve nowadays. Right, but you know, earlier on, it was tough. Difficult to get approved on there.
So getting approved on this site, it's now you were saying there seem to be approving more people.
Yeah, it seems like they've become a little bit more lenient on. And I think the reason behind it is because WhatNot is like a relatively small company. I think, me personally, when they started this whole venture, they didn't expect the blow up that they got. Like, I don't think they expected that at all. Yeah. And they became so popular so quick that they had so many people that wanted to be a part of the selling community and not just the buying community. Yeah. That they really had to be overly selective. And I think it's gotten to the point where they're so big now and they've grown so quick that they've kind of let some new streamers kind of,
And the thing is with the waiting list too, the huge waiting list, that might have been because they weren't ready for that too. Yeah. They were trying to build their back end so they could handle that many
now
users, you know.
Even now, I think, you know, for example, last week they had Post Malone on the app, and they advertised the shit out of it. Like, you know, he was doing a stream with one of the bigger trading card game streamers who does Magic and Pokemon.
Magic, yeah, there you go, yeah.
And the whole basis of Post Malone coming on was you could win a chance to play him in like a head-to-head Magic game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard he's really good.
Yeah. And if you beat him in Magic, like, you could win $100,000. Like, that
oh my God.
That was the whole amazing. Like selling point. Yeah. And like I said, this was like 3-4 nights ago, and crashed the app.
Oh my God.
The app like took a shit. God. Like, I was in the middle of watching somebody else's breaker. I was in a single stream, something like that. And just about 5 minutes after the Post Malone stream started, it was like, see ya. Like, everything crashed.
That's crazy.
And they even had to put out like this company-wide email, like all the users or all the sellers on the app got an email from like, say, sorry. Like, Post Malone crashed our app. We're gonna reschedule it.
Oh my God!
And the next night they scheduled it for the next night or 2 days later, and they kind of had all their ducks in a row, and they were able to have it run smoothly. But you know, that's just you know, like one of the examples. I mean, another person that's in there, and I've actually had him in one of my streams before, is Drake.
No way.
Yeah.
You had Drake in one of your streams?
I had Drake in my stream once. What? He didn't buy anything. He didn't say anything.
No
but
way.
He's such Champagne Poppy pops in, and like,
are you serious?
I had like 17 viewers. Yeah. And I went to like 87 in like 5 seconds.
No way.
So there's this one thing that they do on the app, and it's called a raid.
Yeah.
And what it is you basically, so Drake spends a lot of his time in the biggest breakers room, which is called Backyard Breaks. I don't know if you're familiar with the backstory. Backyard, J-Mo is the one who pulled the triple logo man, the LeBron logo man.
Oh, yeah.
The one that went on to Golden Auction and sold for
that.
Whatever it was, like $5 million, $5 million. So Drake actually had a bounty on that card, and so did WhatNot. And WhatNot said, if anybody on our platform pulls that live, we're going to give them a Lambo. So this breaker, Backyard Breaks, it's a group of like a dozen young kids. They're probably, they're probably like around your age, like early, mid-20s. And they have this whole freaking business now. Like, they went from 0 to 60 like that.
Oh, my God.
And so WhatNot had a bounty on this card, and it was out of, was it Flawless or National Treasures? One of those products that's like $10,000 for one box. And you get a dozen cards. So you're basically spending essentially $1,000 on a card, hoping you hit a triple logo man that's worth $5 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So Drake spent probably, he had to spend over $1 million hunting for this card.
Oh my God!
And Backyard pulled it. WhatNot came through, delivered him a Lambo like 2 months later. They posted a video, like fully customized Lambo, Backyard Breaks on it, and like all that stuff.
That's crazy.
God.
So they have this thing called a raid. And a lot of the bigger channels do it. So what they'll do is after their stream is, when their stream's coming to an end, they will basically say, okay, they go on the app and they'll see who else is live, who only has 10, 15, 20 viewers.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay, everybody in Backyard right now, after the stream ends, go raid CJC 1866.
No way.
Go raid who else? So awesome. I shit you not, one night, it was a Wednesday night, and it's like 10:30 at night. I got like 30 minutes of juice left in me.
Yeah.
Like just I have like $5 singles left, and just like doing the low end shit, and all of a sudden I see like the chat start going like that, and they say they're directed to say when they raid a room to say who they're raiding it from.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see backyard raid, and then bam, Champagne Poppy comes in, and I'm like,
oh my
holy
God.
cow, that's crazy.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm really hard to shake, especially when I'm on that app, but I was shook.
Oh yeah. That's
like he didn't say anything, he didn't buy anything, but just to see that name pop up in my chat was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I was going to say you were live streaming to Drake.
And I went from 17, I had like 16 or 17 viewers, and I went to like, it was like over 100 and like that.
That's so cool.
So that's like one thing they do on the app. And another cool thing about the app is like, you got some dicks on there, and you got some people who are, all about the money and the bottom line, but a lot of it is, like family. A lot of people, I've become so close with a lot of people on there, and it's only through this app. And I've met so many people, and I have 20, 30 phone numbers, and I text them, on the reg, and it's super cool. But that's one thing they do is like these raids where
that's really cool. It's kind of a way to support each other. I feel
it
like
is exactly. That night I think it was like early on, I had like 275 followers, and that night I went up to like 350.
That's awesome.
75 followers in like 25 minutes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there were some people who I've never seen before who, another cool thing they did is I would throw up a card that's worth, $2, $3, $4, and I had people bidding like $20, $25, $30 on it.
Oh my God.
And like I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, it's not worth that. They're like, oh, it's just a tip,
Yeah.
So that's like you have some people, like I said, on there that are kind of douchey, but you got a lot of people on there that really treat it as like a big family, and it's
that's amazing.
It's super cool, and that was one of the coolest experiences I've had on the app so
far.
far.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was going to say, it's obviously a huge community on there, but it's nice that it's kind of like a close knit. Yeah. And you said WhatNot's kind of a new company. Do you know when they started specifically, or just?
I don't know specifically when they started, but I do know I have a few friends on the app who've been streaming for well over a year.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, my best guess would be they're probably going into early year 2 now.
Nice, yeah.
So
that's pretty crazy that like they're only going into year 2, and Drake is frequenting the app.
Yeah.
It's cool. I didn't even really know that Drake was like that into sports cars. You know what? Maybe I did hear something about that where he spent like crazy amount of money.
Well, I see during UFC events he puts crazy money on, like like he'll put like $1 million bet on.
Oh,
whatever.
He bets like crazy, and he is huge into sports cards, and he actually bought a box of 86 Fleer
to get the Michael Jordan.
To get the Jordan, the most iconic Jordan rookie.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's got the checkerboard border, you know.
Yeah.
And he pulled it. He pulled the Jordan too. And he did it live streamed. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a Facebook group, channel called Card Porn.
No, I don't. I don't.
It's one of the bigger sports card groups on social media, and they don't really break or anything like that, but they're kind of like a middle ground for all different types of sports card collectors.
Nice.
And they're most well known for posting like your viral sports card whole videos and stuff like that. You know, like if we were to hit something crazy like we were to hit that Messi auto or something out of here, and immediately I would send that video to Card Porn, and they got millions of followers.
That's awesome.
So like anytime Drake does any type of live streaming or anything, usually they'll feature it on Card Porn. So but he's huge into the hobby, and it's kind of recent too. I think probably within the last few years. I think
that's really cool.
Maybe once COVID started, I think he kind of like got on the whole hype train. But he's huge into it now. The guy has spent millions of dollars. He probably spent $1 million chasing that LeBron triple logo man alone.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. But anyways, that was one of the coolest WhatNot experiences I had.
I was gonna say, that's one of the coolest stories.
I wish you would have bought something for me so I could be like, dude, I shipped something to Drake.
I know.
I got his address.
You're like, Drake, what do you want? I got all these different things.
I got all sorts of different stuff. So that was funny. It is funny. You can even ask my sister. I came into work the next day. My wife, I woke my wife up. She was sleeping. I was like, hey, guess who was just in my fucking channel?
I would be jumping up and down.
The next day, immediately, I walk into work, tell Shannon, I'm like, dude, you have no idea what happened.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Insane. I'm waiting for it to happen again, but
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
It was a one and done, but we'll see.
No, cool.
I have gotten rated by there's another huge group within the hobby. It's called CB47, and if nobody knows what that is, Cardboard 47. So the acronym's CB47, and it's run by a guy named Roto Radar. That's his name on WhatNot, and he's in the top 5 biggest breakers with Backyard and Pole Wax and a few other ones, but he's the one who started the whole raid thing.
Oh, nice.
And
cool.
I'm sure you're probably familiar with Discord.
Yeah.
So I'm a member of CB47 on Discord. It's got 100,000 members.
Wow.
And they actually have they have subgroups in Discord. They have 3 different subgroups. They have red flags, green flags, and raids.
Oh, nice.
The red flags are streamers to stay away from.
Yeah.
Green flags are people to support. And the raids are people that
that's good to know. Yeah.
Like, hey, we're about to go raid this streamer. So.
That's good to know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, question I had is obvious. I'm a newbie at this, but the bigger, for me when I go on WhatNot, I think in my head maybe I go on certain streams that have less viewers, and maybe I get a better deal. Is that the case, or
I still don't know for sure, but that is still my mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I still do that too. I'll find myself at night okay, I got 30, 40, $50 that I'll play with. I'll try to find a single stream that has, instead of hopping in one that has 50, 60 people in it, I'll try to find one that has 10, 8, 10, 12 people in it. And that is still I still don't know if it
that's what I was
is,
that's kind of what I was thinking. And with these bigger, these more popular streams, I'm thinking that there's more people in there and the bids are going to be higher.
And not only that, but it's going to sound a little silly, but when you have people that are in a bigger stream, like Backyard, like pull wax, like roto radar. A lot of people want to overspend to kind of make a name for themselves. Like, as silly as it may sound,
like show themselves.
There's a lot of people on this app who have deep pockets.
Yeah.
And when I say deep, I mean, like, you know, there's one, like, that triple logo man LeBron that was pulled was split between 3 guys. Mm-hmm. They split a spot, and I think it was like a $1,500 spot, one spot in a break. So they each threw in like $500.
Yeah.
So there's one guy in there. His name is Kops Cards, Kops, Kops Cards. Mm-hmm. Very well known in the sports card community. And, you know, like, for example, he will go into a break and say a spot is worth $100. Mm-hmm. Just for the hell of it, he'll bid $250, $300.
Yeah.
Just to, like, you know, it's almost like a clout type of game.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like, some people just overbid just because they have the money and because they want the breaker to be like, oh my God, Jared just spent $200 over what it was worth. Like, you know, like it's
and that like everyone in the stream here is this
everyone
person.
in the stream is like, oh my God, go follow this dude. And like,
you
know, so there's a little bit of that going on too, which sucks for, you know, your average people like us that are trying to, you know, get something for a reasonable price. You got these people that have a Jordan collection that's worth $15 million that just don't give a shit, you know?
Exactly.
Just like play money, but
yeah.
So that's but your whole point of trying to get into a room that has less people to try to get a better deal, I still don't know if 100% that actually works, but I still I mean, to this day I still do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's logical, it seems that way, but I don't know, like, I don't know for sure. But like last night, after I was on yours, I jumped into some F1 stream and only had like 6 or 7 people in there or whatever. Exactly. And he was doing singles, and I think I bought something last night, but I don't remember. But
it's like every
I'm sure I bought something.
It's like every mail day is a surprise.
I was gonna say,
I know, really, now it's like every day in the mail. I'm like checking the mail.
What bubble mailer am I getting?
Like, I was gonna say that's another like element to the surprise. The whole surprise thing of like cards in general for this is like, when is it coming in the mail? What's coming today? And what did I buy last night?
Well, and the thing is too, if you go back on your emails that they send you, like it doesn't list what you bought.
No, just, you bought singles number 57.
Exactly.
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's
it's every mail day I get. I shit you not, guys. Every mail day is a surprise, unless like it's a break and like I hit something crazy and like you remember, or like I take a screenshot or something.
Yeah.
But every mail day is a surprise. Like I told you guys the other day, I bought a mystery box, off this guy's stream. I did Game Day, so that one of the channels is Game Day LV, so Game Day Las Vegas, and the other guy was like hit and rips or something like that. And this guy has his stream set up just like this, and in front of him, he's got like 100 flat rate boxes, like about this big, you know, by basically like a 10 by 2, and everyone's a mystery box. So he's got 100 of them, and he starts them at $150, and the floor. So if people don't know, the floor is the least that it could be worth is $100. The average is $150. So what he starts the bid at, and the ceiling's like $500 to $600.
Oh wow!
So he starts the bid at $150. I think I got mine for $165, and you know, like the average is $150, floor's $100, ceiling $600. So I ended up pulling. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. I remember 2 things that I pulled. One was a Dirk Nowitzki rookie auto slab.
Wow.
That I still don't know exactly what product it was or anything about it.
Yeah.
I just remember Dirk.
That's amazing.
Rookie auto slab.
Yeah.
Don't know the grade on it, whatever. But I kind of did a little research after, and my best guess was like about $200.
Nice.
So I at least was above the average.
Yeah.
And then I also hit this crazy it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. It was a PSA slab that was the size of a damn shoebox almost. And it was like some 1970s baseball player that I wasn't really familiar with. But it was like a full-size postcard that somebody had slabbed and authenticated.
Oh my God,
awesome.
yeah.
So I'm just waiting for this package to show
so
up.
Cool.
And I also, there was like 4 or 5 other cards in there.
Oh, nice.
No clue what's showing up. So
well, who knows what that big slab's worth.
I mean, it was a no-name. I'm assuming the Dirk was like the money shot in the industry.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's probably worth, 30, 40, $50. But just like something like that. Like I have no clue what's going to show up. And
right. Yeah.
It's just that element of surprise too. It kind of keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. That's the thing. Saturday, I think, like I said, there was like, I got like 12 different I must have made 12 transactions with this one dude.
Right.
And then I don't even remember what I bought, to be honest. I mean, it was all UFC stuff, so I know it's all UFC, but yeah, I know I got some Charles Oliveira stuff, and I got a couple different things, but I don't really remember all the until it arrives, then I don't know.
Not only is bidding on this app fun, and as long as you keep it within reason, obviously. I do know people who I'm friends with who, like I told you, that I've met through this app, who I have their phone numbers, text them regularly, have become close with them. Like one of the guys that I'm friends with, I don't know if you guys have probably seen him in my streams before. Keystone is his name.
Yeah, I think I followed him. Someone told me to follow him. Yeah.
So he has two accounts. It's 2 guys, Paul and Brad. Keystone 814 is Paul. Keystone Breaks 814 is Brad. That's who runs each account. But Paul breaks under Brad's account. Like he's the breaker. Brad's kind of like the management,
Nice.
Yeah.
And just to put things in perspective, like how close we become, they really guided me when I got started. Gave me a ton of advice, kind of pointed me in the right direction. And the other day, Paul is a Steelers fan, and he has a helper who's a good friend of his. Her name's Jen. She does all, like after he does the break, she packs stuff up. She runs the stream.
Yeah.
Like I do everything by myself. He's got someone that helps him. Mm-hmm. And Jen's a big Ravens fan. So a couple weeks ago, they know that I have my daughter on the way in less than a month. And with my cards, a separate package showed up. And it was 2 Baltimore Ravens onesies.
Oh my God!
And a awesome. Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's
that's
just
amazing.
like little things like that. Like exactly. It really is a nice community, and I've met some great people, and
make real connections over an app like
really
that. That's cool.
It's
it's like anything. It's like anything. It's like our business, our plastic business. I've met some of my best friends that are my customers, suppliers, whatever, and it's like. I mean, it's just amazing the people that you end up meeting, and that's the thing we always talk about. It's like we meet so many amazing people,
really,
and you meet a lot of losers too. But it's like, those people that I've known for years. I mean, I have literally some of my best friends that I met through the business. You know what I mean? So,
I feel like I kind of had I spent a lot of time on Twitter, probably too much time, and I have some friends on Twitter, like the same deal, that are like in like California, Pennsylvania.
Right.
And like they actually, I kind of got to know them because they liked Pokemon cards too, actually. So I found them through that community on Twitter. And there's like 4 or 5 different people that I feel like I know literally, but I've never met in real life. Yeah. Like one guy lives in Minnesota, the other one in California, other places like that. It's really cool.
It's the connections that you can make. It's crazy how far technology has come, and the relationship building has come through social media and all those different platforms. Like, my wife and I got married September 10th of last year, and I had a groomsman of mine. His name's Ryan, and he currently lives in Jersey, but he lived in Kingston, Pennsylvania, and I met him. No bullshit. I met him and another guy who came to my wedding who's from San Diego. So Pennsylvania, California.
Yeah.
Met them playing NHL on Xbox 14 years ago.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
And, oh my God.
And they were in my wedding. It's just
crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy.
I literally talk to them every day.
Yeah.
He was Ryan was one of the first people outside of immediate family that found out we were having a kid.
Yeah.
It's just the relationships that I've developed and made on social media and video games and through card collecting, and
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, you would have never been able to do that without those medias. Yeah,
never,
definitely not.
And you tell some people, like some of the old school people, like when I first initially told my father, like, yeah, I got a close friend of mine that I met on Xbox. He's in my wedding party. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. So one thing I heard you talking about last night on the stream was this different grading service that gives you. So what is it called? I forgot what it was called.
It's called DSG, which is Diamond Services Grading. Okay. Me personally, I had never heard of it until I joined a stream. Actually, the guy who I bought that mystery box from. I had never heard of it, but you have your big grading companies are PSA, Beckett, which is known as BGS, Beckett Grading Services. Those are your two big names. You have SGC, which is up and coming. They're very, very well respected in the vintage world.
Okay.
And then you have CSG, which is very well respected in the world of trading card games.
Yeah,
Pokemon,
I was going to say CSG's big, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff. So those are like your four big ones. And then I had never heard of this one, but and still it's not very well respected. It's not very well known. But this streamer really sold me on it when you flip the slab around. First of all, it's pretty cool looking. It has it has a diamond on the upper right hand corner, and it's got a little bit of the holographic feel. That's cool. And it gives you your grade. And then you flip it around, it has your code on the back.
Yeah.
The what
QR code.
The QR code. Yep. You scan the code, and it takes you directly to their website. Your individual serial numbered card, your actual card.
Yeah.
And it gives you the entire grading breakdown.
Oh, it's awesome.
So it'll give you 4 plots like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will. If you have a nick or something in the upper left-hand corner, or if there's a soft edge or a soft corner down here, it'll highlight it. So not only will it give you a visual representation of why they graded it as they did, but it'll also give you a verbal breakdown
like
too.
Explanation,
so
basically,
just so you know, we graded your surface an 8 because there was a dimple on the lower right-hand corner, and then we'll circle it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when I personally don't grade cards myself. I buy a lot of graded stuff, and I sell a lot of graded stuff, but I personally don't submit them.
Yeah.
Because I'm impatient. It's expensive to grade cards. The cheapest it's going to be is $20 a card through SGC. The most expensive, if you go Express and it's a high value card, you're talking $150, $200 to grade a single card.
Yeah.
And but if you do economy, if you pay $40, $50 through PSA or BGS to grade a card, you're waiting sometimes, since there's such a backlog. I mean, you're waiting over a year to get your card back. And just to put things in perspective, if you are grading a Mac Jones card, you send a Mac Jones card out to be graded tomorrow, and it comes back in a year, and Mac Jones has a shitty season.
Exactly.
You wasted a ton of money, and your card is, so like, just me personally, I don't grade cards because of that reason, and I'm impatient. But
I feel like if you're banking on it being a 10, and you spent 150, but you already have 200 in it already with grading services and what you bought it for.
Like the rule of thumb in the industry is, if a card comes back graded less than an 8, your baseline for the equivalency of like a raw card value is usually an 8.
Yeah.
So if it comes back less than an 8, you wasted your money.
You lost your money.
You're better off taking a bolt cutter to that slab and cracking it and bringing it back to the raw. So it's the whole world of grading it's another gamble. It's another gamble, but it could be a huge payoff. It could be a big kick in the ass, So
it's tough. I feel like, not that I don't trust those companies, but I mean, there obviously has to be some form of consistency with what they're grading. But that's the thing. If you send it in and all of a sudden it gets to one of their graders or however they do it, and the guy's having a bad day or something, and then he's just like, screw you, I'm giving you a 6 or something. Then it's like, oh my God.
There's such a huge backlog of cards that need to be graded. they hired the shit out of graders. Yeah. And some of these guys,
right? That's what I mean.
Don't
you get
know
some
anything
guy.
about anything. So you got like, I mean, no offense to you.
No, yeah.
Like if you were working for PSA grading a card,
right.
like you don't have that much.
Not qualified. Yeah, exactly.
Like and there's plenty of people who they have grading cards that are not qualified.
Yeah.
And you know, there's so many stories out there, and I literally read or watch them every day of the inconsistencies in grading. I mean, you'll have I've literally seen the same card be submitted to a company, whatever it may be, comes back an 8, cracked, resubmitted to B company, comes back a 10.
Yeah.
So there's it's just you really got to have like a certain trust level when it comes to the grading.
Right.
And it's just not something that I'm super keen on. I'll buy
There's
and
a lot
sell.
of risks. Yeah.
And another huge risk, and this is just something that's came about recently, at least to my knowledge, is the whole shipping and receiving process.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever read any of the articles or saw any newsreels. Their PSA is located in California, their headquarters. There's the most notable story, but there's thousands of them. There are thousands of stories where FedEx, UPS, USPS workers, because they see a bubble mailer, they see the return address or the to address, and they've stolen it.
Yeah. So
the most notable and most recent one was some guy sent a Mike Trout 1-of-1 rookie gold superfractor, which is like a $50,000 card to PSA to be graded. He sent it FedEx first class. The FedEx driver stole the card. Long story short, this guy spent 8 months, Facebook groups, law enforcement, trying to locate his card.
Yeah.
He found the guy who stole it. Oh my God. The guy was prosecuted. He got his card back, and he has like a lawsuit going. But like,
that's crazy.
It's just like super long story short.
Yeah.
That's another huge,
that's crazy.
Like it's a huge risk. Like you're between, if you're PSA and I'm sending it to you, between you and I, there are so many factors to take in, take
right. That's the way I've always felt about that. I've always felt like, okay, I got this great card, and then I'm just going to throw it in the mail.
Throw it in the mail and cross your fingers that it makes it there, grades well, and makes it back to you safe.
Like, awesome, I got this great card. I'm just going to throw it in the mail and hope for the best.
It really is.
There's a YouTuber, and he pulled like the Pokemon card, first edition, Charizard, Shadowless, base set, whatever. Sends it into PSA, gets lost. Like, just gone.
Yeah. Another thing,
I don't know whatever happened, but
with
lost.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. It's like kind of like a new process that eBay's instituted, the authentication process.
Yeah.
So if it's a raw card, I believe it goes to CSG. Oh. If it's a slabbed card, I believe it goes to PSA for authentication purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eBay can basically guarantee you as the buyer that your card's legit.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Cool, yeah.
I've really heard so many horror stories. Either that a raw card has come back to the buyer damaged from the seller to the authentication to them, damaged in some way, lost. If you have a single letter or a number in your listing that doesn't match up with the actual product, they'll send it back to you as the seller and say we can't authenticate it, and only because you put by accident 2021 instead of 2020, or it's just the whole process that they have in place is just extremely flawed. I understand it's new, but it's
I mean, it seems like a good attempt, but they gotta really narrow down the details.
They gotta dial it in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many horror stories. Yeah. Like when I leave, go ahead and you'll go down a rabbit hole tonight, and it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Just the amount of things that are stolen by postal workers or FedEx or UPS or lost or damaged, or it's a huge risk to try to maximize the value of a card. I don't know, maybe I'm just old school, but
I've always thought that way though. Like I said, it just seems like such a risk just to put your card in the mail and really hope for the best or whatever. But hey, people do it, and they're for sale, and people, like you said, you're better off probably just buying something that's graded and
exactly. That's why I'm totally all about buying slabs, graded cards.
Definitely.
So buying and selling them. But if I had like a card that was worth $5,000 raw, I would not send it to be graded.
Yeah.
I would either keep it or try to sell it as is and let the buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's better off if you had like, if you bought a raw $10 card that could be graded and worth whatever. If it comes out at 10, it comes out to 100, 150 bucks. Right. Then maybe that's maybe that's a level that I'd be comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly. But these like, I mean, they had a Mac Jones like 1-of-1 black finite that they ended up. It was a $100,000 card raw, and they sent it to be graded, and I think it came back a 9, and it was worth $115.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's sure that's $15,000, but that's a huge $15,000 risk.
Yeah.
In my opinion, personally.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you follow Chris on WhatNot, CJC
1866 on WhatNot, and Instagram too. A lot of people on WhatNot follow me on Instagram too.
Awesome. So definitely follow both, and
we'll let you know when when are you streaming live next?
I'll be going live again tomorrow night at 8:15.
All right.
Perfect.
I try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but usually Monday, Wednesday for sure. Friday's kind of a
toss-up.
Crapshoot,
toss up. We'll see.
No worries.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll do that. Amazing. We'll tweet it out on our stuff.
I was going to say, we'll definitely
our channels
all out and
Great. Put it out and we'll do it that way. But appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you again, man.
A lot of great. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's great. This is something that we wanted to like. He's been more into it recently than I have, but recently I'm trying to shift into some different things. So it's like perfect. I mean, it's just
a nice
amazing.
little thing to pick up too, especially. I mean, like you guys, like it's a nice little father-son.
Yeah.
Thing,
oh yeah, for sure.
That's how I got started. My father and I, and then kind of fell off. When I went to high school, college. College, but
I remember when he was younger, it was like that. We always buy cards and whatever,
exactly,
and
right.
hockey cards or whatever. I mean, we just we didn't do that much of it, but I felt like I was more into it even back then when he was younger.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of gives you like a, like a little bit more of the extra motivation, like trying to get your kid into it.
For sure.
Younger, it's gonna be something that Jared's gonna love.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So. All right, good. Well, check out Chris tomorrow night.
Yeah, I
really appreciate it.
Live stream,
first in-person guest, so that was awesome. This has been great.
I would love to do it again too.
Please, anytime.
Maybe when I hit 5K followers, maybe we'll do a little celebration podcast.
Definitely, absolutely,
perfect.
Or sooner, whenever is good. Sooner. Whenever is good with us.
Any of you guys ever have any questions or want any like little insight into the industry? If I can help, I'd be glad to.
No, we'll definitely do that for sure.
And if you just want to do something like this again, a little live rip session.
Oh yeah. I think definitely.
I got some things in the I'm trying to get kind of into hobby and
cool.
Some of those I'm not like a flawless box that's worth $10,000.
Yeah.
But maybe like a $500 box or something. And
Sweet.
Maybe we can just rip it on the podcast. And
I'm definitely down with that.
Be a lot of fun.
Be awesome.
Not soccer though. We'll do some NFL.
Hell that's all right.
Maybe
the soccer's
we'll try
cool.
Maybe we'll try some F1
let's get an F1 box and we'll do it up. We'll do it up.
You guys can kind of be my guide to.
I was gonna say we know the drivers.
So definitely
cool.
All right, awesome.
All right, thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Peace out.